I mean, we've been doing this podcast for quite a while now, so you guys know that we all have these long journeys filled with
I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I'll get up.
Both ups and downs. And so then to see one of your boys get rewarded from all their hard work and toil with a gold medal, it's just sick.
Hey Ollie, this is Jack.
Hey, what's going on, Ollie? It's Cole Hocker here.
Hello, Olli.
G'day dickheads, welcome to a coffee club monologue. This is the second one. This is Oliver Hoare, if you guys can still tell the difference between the three of us. I'm going to open up just talking about my update with my OP injury. It's going really well so far, so really good progress. Not feeling any pain or discomfort running in that area. A little bit timid, obviously, still, but things are moving in the right direction. I have a quote here that I love, and it's kind of gonna kick us off to what I want to talk about. And the quote is from Charles Bukowski, and it says, "Can you remember who you are before the world told you who you should be?" I love this quote because I feel like we always get into our mindset of what's acceptable, what we should strive to achieve in our lives, whether it's being a professional athlete, being a lawyer, being a doctor, anything like that. It's what did you think about when you were younger, when you didn't have these social pressures and social expectations to be something important in society? So I love that quote, and this is going to lead me to what I want to talk about, which is mental health. I'd like to talk about mental health in general and what has worked for me, and how death, love, trauma, all the great things that come with life has driven me to become a professional athlete and one of the best runners in the world.
I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here.
Let's go, Coffee Club! Let's go, Ollie! Let's go!
So fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a queen. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Coffee Club podcast. It's kind of a weird setting for us boys. Familiar, but not familiar, huh?
Training camp edition. I actually love a Scottsdale podcast.
I do too. I mean, better than the alternative that we've had in the past was training camps.
I'm just
Shout out to
remembering
Florida.
last year though, Ollie got stuck in the sun.
The sun kept, we started the
hour.
podcast in the shade and then the sun kept moving. Luckily, I think today we should be all good, but yeah, we had to break out kind of the old setup, and hopefully all the sound quality and all that is all good. But the benefit of being out of the studio is that we're outside, which is a lovely, lovely feeling. And we have a very exciting episode for you guys today. We're coming off, something freaking huge, a world cross, and we got a world champion here in Olli Hoare.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. Before we get into that, it's hard. We have too many bean shout-outs from World Cross. Like, first off, I guess Ollie and I just have to say thank you so much for all the fans out there, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty insane. Morgan and I probably took us about almost an hour to get back to our tent because we had so many wonderful fans and wonderful people catching up photos, autographs, and beans. We feel very loved. So we want to thank you guys all personally very much for that. It's so special to see. And yeah, it was just overwhelming, and it was pretty sick. I guess I was kind of like, there'll be coffee club fans out there, but it was kind of crazy.
Honestly, I was worried because I assumed, this is a sweet event. There should be some. Hopefully, we have at least one fan down in Florida. But then I was looking at the flights and stuff before, and it was a bit of a Eugene situation where we already talked about this, I think, but my flights to get there were like $1,500. So I saw that as like a massive barrier to fans. But still, you guys showed up, and you guys were absolutely amazing. And I think for anyone that was there, they can attest to how great of just an event. Like, as an athlete, it was a great event. As a spectator, I imagine it was absolutely amazing. So cross country is alive. I don't know. It's unfortunately maybe not happening for another few years, but like that, when you're there at an event like that, you're like, wow, this should happen every single year.
Well, Sebco was joking that it is bigger than the Super Bowl. So
what was that?
He wasn't joking.
Oh yeah, he was being dead serious. Sorry, he was definitely being dead serious.
I think someone asked him that. It was a questionable response.
I guess he has to say that, right?
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have even mentioned it though. Who would have thought Tallahassee was a coffee club hub?
I know. Well, honestly,
love to see it.
Yeah, I think it just feeds into maybe the East Coast. Like we do well on the coast, we do well on the West Coast and the East Coast. I guess that's just the nature of America, that the in between parts is a little bit more spread out. But I think it probably was a lot of people were able to travel there because it was relatively close, or whatever the reason. It was so good to be there and so good to see so many fans out there. And for Ollie and I, that's what makes it just so extra special. So
it does, yes.
I mean, and it was a special enough trip and race as is. I think. We'll get into it. Maybe first we'll just check in with George. Boots on the ground here in Phoenix for it's been like almost 2 weeks already, huh?
We have been here almost 2 weeks. You're right. Yeah, 12 days, I think. And time flies when you're doing absolutely nothing.
When you're being a pro runner?
When you're living that full pro runner lifestyle.
I actually remember last year, we only came for like 7 or 8 days. I guess we just trained a lot more because we had a much denser schedule last year. But I remember we had no time for anything last year. This year we chilled more.
No.
Because our schedule is now extended, which is very nice. Everyone's enjoying that a lot. But still doing nothing.
It's weird how, it's like if you asked us when we're at our home in Boulder, we wouldn't really say that we have much going on. But then you go on training camp and you're really removed from normal life. And it's like, it's even an extra, it gets taken up an extra level where you're like,
because you can't even do the normal things you do at home.
Yeah.
You're just like stuck in your training camp routine, which is just like a weird routine. But I don't know. I feel like it's quite conducive to training though. So the sauna grind now. Down here, that's
sauna
taking
grind
up. That's like a full activity.
I signed up for membership, and most of the fellas have. It's pretty exciting. Doing the sauna.
Got to keep that.
Kelsey texts me saying, "Have you seen the influence you're having on the sauna sign-ups since getting down here?" So,
if the option's there, it's nice to take it. Morgan and I did quite a bit of saunaing when we were in college, I felt.
Yeah, that was just more like, that wasn't any performance reasons.
No, it was
more just vibes
more
reasons.
Vibes,
but anyway, actually quickly, I have one Phoenix bean shout out. Well, actually Tucson beans from John Harris Media, who, if you're wondering why your Instagram just got blown up by OAC content.
And like the most amazing captions you'll ever see. Like the captions were
all
goated.
From John Harris Media at the track last night, which was very kind of him to come up from 2 nights ago at ASU. He came up from Tucson.
Yeah.
Came up last year, brought us these same beans. They're from Presta Coffee Roasters. And I specifically requested a bag from him again this year because I literally remember these being like some of my favorite beans I had all year.
We had them in
They
the
were unreal.
Mazzocco.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I brought my machine down, we had them and they were the best beans we had. They went quickly too.
This is actually a crazy blend. A Peru washed and Ethiopia natural in one bag. I actually don't know if that's the same
Intercontinental.
one. But these were very memorable.
Wait, how are we consuming our coffee this year, boys? What's going on in your house?
We're really working for it because we have a hand grinder set up.
That's tough.
And so between the three of us that are awake before 5 minutes before practice, which is me, Robert, and Ollie, we split 3 mocha pots between us over the course of like an hour.
It's been a good system.
It's a nice process.
It's been a good system.
Is it your mocha pot?
Yeah.
Okay, and everyone takes their turn.
Yeah, he takes their turn grinding.
Yeah.
So
Like-
we're getting freshly ground.
That's good.
Yeah.
We had some of the beans from World Cross.
Yep.
And over the course of an hour, we get enough coffee in.
We like actually.
It's a nice ritual though.
Well,
The
we
main
did say-
grinder's been Robert. Robert's been grinding quite a bit, and then we'll just like split. Yeah, one mocha pot, and then just do another round, split a mocha pot.
And then Dylan and Kai come out about 5 minutes before
For
we have to
practice,
leave,
yeah.
Ready to go.
and they're just ready to hop on it.
Well, we did say that in this year was slow coffee, right?
We did.
Yeah, so you guys are already living that
Yeah.
up. Because Sinter and I, we would have the same situation because we also do the mocha pot, but we did we had the foresight to just ground using the machine just grind a ton of beans before. So
I did think
so
about
we
it.
didn't have to do the daily.
We could go to the girl's house and grind like a whole bag.
We could do that, yes.
Or we should have. You should have bought that hand grinder that we almost bought in Zurich.
Oh,
Remember?
dude,
Is it
that
electric?
thing was beautiful.
No, it was just like a
Really
nice
good.
hand grinder.
Yeah,
I do have a hand
I
grinder.
think mine's
at home.
just old and not very efficient
I
anymore.
have the same one. It's
But there
I
are
have
some
one.
really cool hand grinders out there.
I have one, and I have my mocha pot too. But I think my it's new, but it's probably similar to yours and like the timing it would take. But if we had 2 hand grinders next time, that means we can do it twice
twice as fast.
as fast. So,
Amazing.
but we're living that lifestyle of slow coffee.
Scottsdale has been unreal. We had a couple of days of like cold and like actually a little bit of rain, but then it's just gone back to the most perfect running weather. These guys came out to, Morgan jogged, Ollie just
Kai
hung
and I
out
were
at
watching.
the-
Yeah, we had a long run.
ASU workout like Monday evening, kind of sunset. It was just like the most like Scottsdale vibes for a workout. Perfect conditions. Really, no complaints down here. And
Yeah, year of no complaining as well for a lot
Is
of the
that a
boys.
thing?
oh, apparently that's the new OAC.
Good
New
luck,
OAC
boys.
motto from Dylan, Kai, and Robert mostly is the year of no complaining. And I tell you what, it's probably
long do you think
already
it's gonna
on the
last?
edge, I would say. But the boys are picking themselves up and looking at all the positives, which
I love
is
that.
exciting.
I love that.
Yeah.
Instead of complaining about going out for coffee today, Kai just left.
Yeah, I think that they've just found new ways to cope
To get
with
around it.
their complaining. But our house is quite fun. It's me, George, Robert, Kai, and Dylan, and it's the boys' house. The chat and the humor that goes into that house is very fun, and it's just been
We've just
enjoyable.
been doing geography
A
quizzes.
lot of quizzes,
Wait,
and
wait,
pretty
wait.
much
Yeah,
on
the last,
Robert.
like, 2
we
days.
did a states quiz on Robert for
It
the
took all
US
morning.
and it took all morning.
Yeah, it was the whole morning today.
Yeah. He got all of them.
And the entire run.
He got all of them eventually. He got hints and stuff, but he
That
got
is
all of them.
impressive.
Kai is the most impressive. Kai knows like every country in the world.
Well, it's
Off-
Kai's a trivia fiend.
Yeah.
He crushes
he
that
is.
stuff.
He
Except
really is.
he hasn't won a trivia championship for an iPad, where I have. So
Were you guys on the same team? No.
no,
No,
that was
Kai
me
and
and
I were.
Alicia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
Yeah.
that trivia doesn't matter, right, George? Because it's all pop culture.
I didn't say it didn't matter.
That's
I
Ollie's
said
specialty.
movie references. It was literally movie quotes. That's trivia made for all of you. It was only movie quotes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, there was a Spice Girl question that I only knew 4 out of the 5 Spice Girls, and Alicia helped me on that one. So, and a High School Musical one that I did not know.
I would know
So,
that one.
shout out to Alicia for that.
Love it. But yeah, honestly, being a pro runner and having the opportunity to come down to Phoenix this time of year, it's hard to beat. And there's so many people here. There's all the Nike guys are here. I don't actually know who else is here. But there's a lot of runners here. You go around and you see them, and it's a good vibe here. So, and we'll be here for the next few weeks. So, trying to get in some good sea level, warm weather training. And then, well, these two will be going straight into racing after that. So very exciting times coming up in the next few weeks as we get closer to all that. But taking a little look backwards now, I think this past weekend, Ollie and I, we took the trip to Florida, our beloved state. I mean, I actually really I like this time of year, I like the South. I like Florida a lot. I think we joke about it nonstop, but when we went on training camp, I do legitimately think that we got very unlucky with the weather, and also like where we were was not ideal. A funny aside before we get into it, after the race, we were speaking to Jimmy, and we were like, "Oh, what are you doing, man?"
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm about to go on training camp to Claremont." And I was just like, dude, that you're gonna love that. You're gonna love
Good
that.
luck.
Especially as a European going to.
Yeah.
For reference, for those at home who don't know, this is the track that we were training at a few years ago. But it's also, you might have seen it because it's where a lot of sprinters train. Like Noah Lyles, I think, is based there. I don't know if it's like all year round, but it's kind of billed as like a good training location. But honestly, the area surrounding it is very dead.
How would Jimmy have even found out about that as an option?
I'm not sure. I don't know why he wouldn't just come here. Like most of the runners would come to Scottsdale.
Well, he said he wants to go on vacation. He said he needs a holiday and that he's gone to Claremont. I was like, I mean, it's kind of close to Disney World or Disneyland.
Maybe is he
doing a race in America?
No.
No.
Dude, this is the crazy thing.
Just like on holiday.
The crazy thing is his next race, he said, is the Paris Diamond League, which is probably 5 months away.
What? That's in
5 or 6 months.
That's at like the end of June.
Yeah. So he's just living up in America.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, if you get a bit too bored down there, hit us up. Come to Phoenix. Like, it might be a bit more fun. But anyhow, that was just one of the many great adventures that we had in Tallahassee. I think, World Cross it's a very fun event. It's got a lot going on, and just being able to represent your country and be back with all your, like, for all of us, I think whenever, because we live overseas, being back with our teammates in our countries is always a good time, and the vibes are always pretty high. And Team Australia was buzzing. I think just a good mix of people across the board, the men and the women, the juniors. It's actually so surreal for me to see how young these under 20s look. And for example, Collis Birmingham was one of the kind of team coaches, and when I was a junior, he was like a senior on the team. And so I very vividly remember being in that scenario as a junior and thinking that I was kind of mature and old. And now I go look at these kids and these guys are absolute babies, but they're all it's just fun. It's just a good time there.
The next one you're going to be Collis.
Yeah,
you're going to be the staff member.
Literally, it's coming way too fast. So it's just another reminder to make the most of all these opportunities while you can. And I think maybe we'll go through the trip a bit chronologically, just so you guys can really live what we got to live, because it was a lot of fun. We went out to the course first on Thursday, and I know that everyone listening at home has already, or at that time had already heard all the hype about the course. And so us as athletes were very excited to get down there and suss it out and figure out, is it actually as bad or as wild as people are saying? And I think, Ollie, we can confidently say, yes, it was.
Yep.
It certainly was.
Yep.
That's some kind of pre-meet right there.
Yeah, well, we were just, we avoided, on the Thursday, we avoided, on Thursday, they had them set up so that you could go around most of them still.
Yeah.
So I think most of us kind of did, maybe we did one of the steeples. We went through the sand pit, but we avoided obviously the pool, the blue,
it looked like porta potty water that you see. It was literally that color. It looked like they just got porta potty water.
It looked like some chemical warfare.
Yeah,
I think it probably was.
Water.
But we were not going through that on the Thursday. But I mean, the course was and also not going through the mud. We were avoiding the mud. The course it's a really good place to run cross country, and I can 100% see why it's a really fast course if you take out the features. But honestly, I don't know how you felt, Ollie, but I was kind of buzzing. I just thought that the features, I thought they were crazy, and I can understand why someone might not like them. And actually, at this point, I was a little bit scared from don't hurt yourself standpoint.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, wow, this is going to be just so fun.
Yeah, I definitely think even taking away the elements, it's still a really good cross-country course, and it's been proven that with the NCAA. But the interesting thing with going through the course was all the obstacles were kind of interesting. in a way as a runner.
They all had stories behind them.
Yeah, and you had tactics involved of like which like for the sandpit, which angle to go on, like where's the best place.
Did
to
you?
start.
I didn't have any tactics.
I
got stuck in the middle of that thing every time.
I had some tactics with it, but yeah, it was interesting to see it go through, and I felt that for me, it didn't matter because it was one lap, but I could see like how it definitely plays when you got to do 5 laps of it.
Yeah, when you do each of them 5 times and you're racing 10K, it's a bit different.
So, but I did enjoy going through the course and running with everyone. Like the whole, what I miss as a professional athlete, and I'm sure Morgan and George agree with this, is like in college when you would go to a meet for cross country, having the pre-meet to like run with the boys through the course.
Or just having like teammates.
Yeah, just chatting and like talking about stuff and just that whole vibe. Like you don't really get that much in track because it's just so like scheduled up for like each individual event, and because we're all running the one event or like 2 events, it's very easy to like run everyone together and you're all experiencing it the same. So that's kind of fun. And I missed that, and that was definitely a highlight.
Yeah, and yeah, we're just, I think, excited to race at this point. That was Thursday, and then Friday was like the pre-meet day. I think we both had pretty similar schedules where we both went out to the course again, and I did like a little kind of warm-up and then some like longer strides through the course, but I didn't do any of the features, which I kind of regret. I mean, maybe on the Thursday as well, you did some efforts through the features, which I think was really smart.
I do have a funny story with that because we did all the features except for the Lagoon. Obviously, we were like, nah, we're not doing that. But we didn't really go through the mud too, we went through on the side. But with the alligator stepping thing, Kai and I did like 2 or 3 strides through that just to see how it would feel. The third time we were about to go, actually no, this is before that, sorry. There was a moccasin snake that came out from the bushes, so it was just like chilling there on the course. And we're joking, this is a new feature on the course.
That did happen during the race.
And
I think I saw a video of
I think before the race started or something, wasn't it?
No, I think it was maybe on No Context or something. I think there was like a camera shot of one of the athletes had to like avoid the snake.
There was a snake there, and it was funny because Jess Hull was doing her pre-meet as well. Yeah, moccasins are venomous. Yeah. Cottonwood snake? They're venomous. I was laughing because Jess was coming in, and I told she was going to do a stride and jump over the gator planks, and I told Jess, I said, "Hey, there's a snake here," and she just like stopped, turned around, and just ran the other way. Just completely ran the other way. But me and Kai went through that, and actually I do appreciate doing that because when I talked to Dathan, he's like, "Don't think about it, just like go and run through it." And I actually surprised myself in how I could hurdle over them.
Were you stepping on them or jumping over them?
I hurdled over all of them, but in the race, I stepped on one and hurdled the rest. I think the second one I stepped on and I hurdled everything else. I hurdled the one at the end as well. Yeah, I liked going through the features and things like that, like going through the strides. But we were trying to figure out, because with the relay, there was different places and where you would start. So you had to kind of figure out like where you would turn if you were running less or more. But other than that, it was just nice to run through. And also with Kai, it was very fun because Kai's, loves his cross country as well. So it was good vibes.
Yeah. I feel like they would look fun to do once in the relay, but knowing you're going through there 5 times,
brother, let me tell you.
That's why I didn't really complain much about them. I was like, well, I'll just get it done.
Let me tell you.
You don't have to like be thinking about doing any of them again once you've done them. It's not like, I got to do that again. It's like,
also
that's done.
Also in the relay, you're running. It's 2K, so you're kind of running fast the whole time.
Well,
you know what I mean.
The first leg, yeah, I guess so. But the first leg didn't feel like we're running that quick. It felt like it was kind of more tactical, and but it definitely felt quick near the end when I started sprinting. But other than that, I thought it was going to be like all out from the get go, and it kind of slowed down. It was like more of like a race. The first leg for me personally, I felt pretty good, but it definitely felt like if you were doing it multiple times, you would maybe get a system going, or you would just be like, all of a sudden, here's an obstacle.
I did have a system.
You had a system? I'm excited to hear about it actually.
It was not a very good system, but it was a system nonetheless. I guess, may as well just get into race day.
Yeah.
We'll start with me because I think you're going to be the you're the pinnacle of this story. So, the mixed relay was the first one, but we'll go all the way to the back, which was the senior men's 10K cross country, 5x2K on the course. And it was, I was pretty scared. And one thing that actually really scared me was the start of the race. And little did I know, I shouldn't have been that scared of it. I had just seen so many NCAA cross countries, like, or just races in general, got so hard. And on this course in particular, things got so hard. And so, like, where I was coming from with my level, I was scared that this start was just going to feel so impossibly hard. And then I'd be like, shit, I still have 10K or like 9K left or whatever it is, you know? But actually, I got out pretty aggressively, and actually it wasn't that bad. Like, it didn't feel as bad as I thought.
Is it just from NCAA's having like 250 people? Is that
Could be,
why
yeah.
we go out?
I think it's just because Wes, like,
and Kip 2 would go out in 230
yeah,
every time.
He did go out in 230.
Yeah, he pretty
probably.
much, he did it again.
but like actually,
Not
but he
as
was off the
hard.
front.
Yeah, he was off the front.
He was off the front. Or the other guys were like, oh, we don't have to go with that. He's not going to keep that pace up. And then there's not an extra 100 bodies that get in your way, essentially. Yeah. So I actually, like, I got out fast, but I was able to there was a big pack which had kind of all those heavy hitters or whatever you want to call them, and I was able to sit kind of at the back of that pack and gauge off them, and I was like real happy with that. I think there's funny pictures because some of the really good guys definitely were maybe more smart, you could say, about how they went out. So like there's pictures of me like next to Kip. There's one with a sandwich of me next to Aragari and Kiplimo, and it's like, and that's like.
Did you know they were right next to you?
No, I didn't know at the time. I was too in the zone. However, I was like for a little bit next to is it Thierry Indika Nyayu? I don't know how to say his name.
Close, I think.
And I knew that he was going to be top 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was with him, I was like, okay, so like.
It's a good spot.
So I could be top 10 potentially. No, I'm just kidding. I was like, he's chilling at the back, and so it's fine. He did drop me pretty soon after that.
He did come 7th.
Yeah.
It was noticeable that the top guys were not concerned the first lap about their positioning.
Not from what we saw, no.
They were just happy being in the top like 20 to 30.
I think the thing that I had a little bit wrong is I was kind of remembering back to like early NCAA cross country days where you're in these races that have 200 plus bodies, where if you're in, let's say 100, 150, there is actually like a level of like, it's hard to move around and move through the field. Like that does actually take up a lot of energy. But because this race was more around 100 people, I think, maybe a bit more. And especially like at the top, there's like a even smaller, like it's a pack of like 30 to 40 at the top. If you're feeling good, you can move. It's actually not a problem to move around in this race. So I think that was something that I made like a little mistake. I don't think it really mattered that much because I was still happy to like have kind of like connection to the front guys from the get-go, because this is kind of my mentality going into these cross-country races. The thing is, you get the stories of people who you see, it's like that guy ran the perfect race today, where you see like they went out in a certain spot and then they're moving up every single 2K or every K, they're moving up. But there's not that many people in this race. That was Brian Fay. That was like literally, he did it perfectly. He was behind me at probably 5K. I think he passed me, and then he ended up 16th, I think. He crushed it. And then there was a few other people that came through on like a smaller level. But for the most part, your position that you have at, let's say, 3K is going to be within 5 spots of where you finish at the end. So even though it was potentially a painful way to do it, because I was like kind of dying, but I guess everyone kind of was dying. I think I'm like looking back on it, I'm really happy with the fact that like I got out there and I competed and I like, you know, I hung tough, like I went for it, you know? I think that's like something that I was very happy with actually how it all played out. And yeah, I get to my system. My system was, we should do a power ranking of the features and the least difficult to the most difficult feature. So I think there was 5. It was
the ramp,
the roller coaster ramp, the sand pit, the blue lagoon, the alligator steeples, and then the mud pit. And so least difficult was probably...
Oh, we might have different lists, so we'll let you do your list and then I can do mine.
We can...
mud, wasn't it the mud? It looked like if you were in single file, at least there was like one bit of the mud that had been like maybe dried out a bit because it was looked fucking hot, and it had been like kind of tamped down.
Yeah, so you could cheat the features. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Like even the Blue Lagoon, if you ran on the edges, it was way less. So on the first lap, all the features, I went through like pretty much the worst part of them because I was still in the pack. But then after that, when it was spread out, you could do these features as chill as possible. But I would say, with that in mind, I would say the Blue Lagoon was the easiest. Then the roller coaster hill, and then the mud pit, and then the sand, and then the alligator steeples. And the reason I'm telling you that list right now is because my whole system was pretty much every lap I would jump over the hurdles, the steeples, and then my legs would have like this injection of lactate that was so bad. And then the problem was that after the steeples, you go straight into the uphill. So I would be so cooked for that stretch. And then I would be finding my footing and finding my momentum and my rhythm throughout the rest of the lap. And then it would get killed a little bit by the sand pit. The sand pit was the other feature that was way harder in the race than I expected, like compared to like jogging it easy before the race. And so I would pretty much be charging up until I got to the steeples again, and then it would just happen on repeat. And every lap it would be like a little bit worse, where I was like a little bit more fucked, and maybe like someone would like go past me on that section. I found them really hard, and I think I was like actually. I think I was trying to steeple them too well, if that makes sense, because I noticed like I was like trying to clear a lot of them, and it was just, and then I noticed other people were like stepping on them, and I was like, oh, I think that's actually like a way more efficient way to do it. Because
did you try that?
Yeah, like I tried it a couple of times. I was like, yeah, this is definitely like way easier. But I don't know. I was going for it, but it's just because it was 4 of them, all within a 20-meter. Like it would just hit you really hard.
Well, the scary thing is with the distance between each of the logs was that if you hit one, you could smack your head on the next one because it's not that space.
They were a weird distance apart.
Yeah, so like for somebody, if you got clipped or something like that, you could smack your head on it. That would be kind of bad.
I saw anyone fall.
No, I saw a video
Yeah.
of Emily Venters. I think they reposted on their story of them like almost falling over.
Really?
Like stepping on it and like wobbly, like being a bit wobbly, and then recovered pretty well. But I didn't see anyone fall. No.
How does that list compare to yours?
Different.
Different.
Yeah, different.
I think Kai said he felt like the sand was the hardest.
Yeah, Kai did say the sand was the hardest. Yeah.
See, I would put I put the top 2 on that list. I put like really far above everything else, and a lot of that is because like the mud pit, for example, actually probably would have been the hardest. But as you mentioned, if you were running single file and you stayed on the left side, it wasn't that bad because that was a little dried out section that had been like patted down. On the first lap, I had to run through the actual mud, and it was so hard. You know, and it was really bad. But then on every lap, you could cheat it. And the lagoon was similar. If you ran on the side of it, it was not bad at all.
Did you know that Kai was out the front? Could you tell?
Yeah. I honestly was looking at Kai for like most of the race, and I was kind of like judging off him a little bit. And I didn't know he was going to like literally be at the front, but I knew he was going to be like top 5 or top 10 at the start just because of the way he likes to run and the way that like he's level now. I was like, and because we had talked actually on the warm up, we talked, and I mean, I hope this, looking back on it, like maybe this wasn't the best advice, but I feel like he probably wouldn't change anything because we were talking about our tactics, and I was like, man, for you, like you probably just have to get up the front and just stay there the whole time. Because I was telling him like I'm gonna, be a bit further back and see what I can do, see how I feel. But like we had like literally talked about it like right before the race, so I was impressed when I saw him literally at the front or in second.
Kiptu, Gap, Kai, Gap, all the Africans.
Yeah.
Well, Kai was with the Africans,
It was
like
insane.
chilling. Like he did look like Kai was chilling. Like
he
watching him.
He felt like they weren't going out that hard.
Sage and I were like, we were watching from where the alligator bit is, and then we'd run up to watch you guys when you go through the mud down the hill for the next lap. So that's how we were watching Morgan and Kai. So Sage and I would run up and down, and every time, like the first lap that I remember watching, I saw Morgan was in a really good position. I was like, that's like where I would want to be. And then I saw where Kai was. But Kai, like you can tell, like with his arm carry, he was very relaxed. So I was like, oh, Kai's in a good spot. They must not be going too quick. And then I think from the 3rd to the 4th lap, you just watch how quick the Africans started going. And then I saw Kai and Morgan, and I was like, yeah, it's starting to rip. It's starting to rip. So
well, that was it. Well, it wasn't even okay. So if you look at the splits, the top 5, maybe top 10, but not even, ripped the last 2K. But it actually was literally just a battle of people slowing down.
Yeah.
Like it literally
They just
was.
slowed down less.
If you went out, because everyone went out pretty fast, let's say between, I don't know exactly, but let's say everyone went out between 5:30 to 5:45. If you did that and then you ran 3-minute Ks the rest of the race, you would have finished very well in this race, or even like just under 3 minutes. Like, which, I mean, on saying stuff like that on paper doesn't really explain. Like,
What were your guys' last couple splits?
I slowed all the way down to a 3:10 for the 9th K, and then I closed in a 2:55. So I had a little bit left in the tank, you could say. No, I was like, the thing is, so for like, because I wasn't in a big pack, I was really like gauging off like specific individuals. So I spent a lot of time actually running with Nico, who I could tell was like kind of struggling. The fans were going so crazy for him every lap, and then some laps it would be like I would hear it like further back, and I'd be like, okay, that's good. Let's keep working.
What do you think of the heat?
Oh, so that's the other thing that in the 10K definitely ended up being a factor. I mean, personally, I'm just gonna say it just added to the overall, just making it a really hard thing, and I think it added to the East African domination, I would say, probably, because we all know that like when it's a harder cross country race and it's hot, that they tend to do better than the rest of us, honestly. And so I look at that as like just another feature on the course that just like added to the overall tiredness and exhaustion that I think everyone felt. And there were definitely athletes there who I think the heat probably was the thing that put them over the line in terms of like if they were really slowing down towards the end. So that definitely was another factor that going into it, I didn't respect, because I didn't respect the humid. I didn't acknowledge like that. Okay, it's going to be like humid here, which is not what we get to experience in Colorado. But yeah, I was like gauging off people the whole race, which was really good, the way to do it. And then on the last lap, I was like, all right, as soon as I come out of the mud pit, like the finish of this race is so fun because it's like a downhill finish and it's not that far. It's the worst when you have those cross-country finishes where it's like deceptively far. This one was like you could sprint the whole last stretch as soon as you can see the finish line. So like I had a group around me and I was like, all right, I just need to like stay with these guys until the last stretch, and then I'm going to give it like I'm going to take off and try beat as many of them as I can. And I was gauging, there's a couple of French guys with me. One of them was the good young guy. I think he's like Etienne. He's like a sub 13, sub 60 half guy.
Oh.
And I was like, all right, if I can stick with him up until the last bit, then we should be able to have a good kick and finish off strong. And
did you beat him?
Yeah, nice. I did. I kicked him at the end. I finished, I think I was 31st in the end, which honestly, going into the race, that's like bang on where I was like, not where I thought I was going to finish, but where I was like happy with, I would say, because I really didn't know like how I was going to compare. I knew that I had raced the trials about a month before, and I knew that my body was in a lot better place from the extra training and from honestly just like racing that race in itself. And I knew this was going to be, I thought this was going to be a cross country course that would suit me, to be honest. Like I thought it would, and honestly, I think in the end, like it did. I think, just considering with where I feel like I'm at fitness wise, I'm like, well, 30th is a really good, kind of check in, like tick the boxes. And I really like felt like I gave it everything, which, I mean, it's like, what more can you really ask for? So honestly, I was really happy with it, like in terms of the execution and finishing 30th. Like, I think, hopefully in the future, like I can be further up there and stuff. But, especially like I was gauging off like Kai and some of the other like US guys, and I was like, damn, like I wasn't that far behind some like really good guys who like, and that just gives me confidence like going into the track stuff, because, that's all cross country really, like for me, it was like, all right, let's just like get a good check in with the fitness and then get some like exposure to like real racing. Because I think like that's something that you always want to keep, going as much as you can. But it is always daunting when then, you look at what like the front guys are doing in those races and you just see how fucking amazing they are at cross country running like Kiplimo. He was literally like jogging the entire race, like, and then he took off just at the end, and he was just able to win. It was like, and he was doing that to Aragawi. Aragawi's like literally one of the toughest runners in the world. Like the shit that he does is unreal. And then Kiplimo was able to just like, it's very, very impressive. And I think it's almost hard to like comprehend how impressive like those performances are. And I mean, well, you're witnessing greatness, like 3 in a row for Kiplimo. It's absolutely amazing. And it's like, how
in
is
an era
so
where
good?
it's only every 2 years.
Yeah, only every 2 years. Well,
Which,
I
like,
guess it was last year actually.
True, and then
But
2
then-
years between
Yeah.
the last ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember what your split was? Just briefly.
In the 2K?
Yeah, right under 520?
5:14.
5:14? All right. I think he split 5:22.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's Jack Anstey split.
He would literally compete in the relay just on his last lap, wave into the crowd.
Yeah, he was waving
He was
pretty early. I saw
literally
that.
chilling.
Which
He is an unbelievable athlete. And like the way he runs over that terrain, I mean, he's tiny. You see that? And he's just like looks so smooth over the roughest ground.
It's cool. It's
insane.
Cool. It's cool that he's like gone to the marathon and then he's still able to be just as good, maybe even arguably better at cross country.
Yeah.
Marathon strength is real.
Last one.
That's his last one?
Yeah.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Keep the streak alive.
Because they were asking, they were like, well, what, Bekele has won 5 in a row or something, and they're asking like if he's going to
try and win 5.
Yeah, or just like, what is kind of, and he said, nah, that's like most likely his last one.
3 in a row is pretty good.
He gets paid so much to run a marathon these days as well. Yeah, so it's like hard to justify. Also, it's crazy that I think Aragawa has come third every time to him. Second, sorry, to him every time. So it's like, damn. I don't think. Yeah, Aragawa is so good, but I guess maybe he deserves to win one next time. But
it'd be cool to see him win the next one though, if that is the case.
It would be.
Yeah.
Are they saying it's not till 2029?
That's what the
speculation.
What the word on the streets is at the moment, which would suck.
I guess was this one a year early or something?
Yeah. So I guess technically, I think they want it to be on just odd years. So this year was, but so it's like, surely you guys can have one next year and then take the year gap rather than taking a full 2-year gap. That's like sad. I understand I don't really understand the finances of how this stuff works, but it's one of those things where, yeah, if you're there, you're like, wow, this is sick. Let's do more of this.
Yeah.
So
do you think it would it be is it just because it was in the US that it got the
I heard
attention
from fan speculation from Europeans? They reckon if it was in Europe, there'd be way more people.
People ask me, they're like I think Noah was asking me, he's like, is this what the sport is like in Europe as well? I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure if this event was in Europe, maybe not like Serbia, no offense Serbia, but if it was in like, an equivalent, like let's say it was in the UK.
Or Spain, if it was in Spain or something like that.
I'm thinking that it would be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be very packed. And I think it'd be easier to get international people to come in.
That's one thing that I have to say.
The amount of people that come and support their nation,
Can I just take a moment to rant and just to call out all the fucking European countries that didn't even send anyone? And
except for France. France did send a good team.
Yeah, well, I'm just calling out the ones that didn't send it, which is like, there's a lot. Like, there was like Norway and like, I think Switzerland. I don't know. There's a lot. And it's just like, honestly, this race wasn't even that far from Europe. It was in Florida, which is 2 flights, and it's actually, even the race is during the day, so even from a time jet lag standpoint, it's not even like bad for them. And it just annoys me because it's like Norway didn't send anyone, and we all know how many good Norwegian runners there are right now, both like adults but younger, like up and coming guys. And it's like, if Jakob wanted to race, they're obviously sending him, so like why would you not be sending a team regardless? And it's like
one athlete.
I don't think so. And it's just so annoying because it's like, if you guys don't think, like Italy was a big one. Sorry, you guys know I love Italy. They didn't send anyone.
They were notably absent.
And they're the champions of the European mixed relay. It's so bad.
They just don't, and like talking to Europeans like Robert and stuff, he said that they just don't
Germany.
value. Unless it's in Europe, they don't value it. They value Europeans over. The Europeans more important to them than world champs, which is hilarious because it's like world champs. But I mean, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. They're going to miss out on an experience like that. And like, they
Just
won't get to
ruins the
have that
sport,
experience
though.
again. It does ruin the sport.
It's like, I understand that there's all the financial stuff and they have to pick and choose where they want to spend their money to optimize the amount of medals that they win. But it's like, if everyone didn't send anyone unless they thought they were going to medal, like, what, you want to race that, like, is no one even runs? It's just like the medals already handed out. You know what I mean? It's just so lame.
Well, if you're optimizing that, why would you not optimize for world champs? Because world champs is like the epitome of our sport, technically.
Because they don't think they can win any medals at world champs, but they think they could win them at Europeans.
Yeah.
So like they'll spend money going to European. I don't even know how the money works,
Yeah.
to be honest. But
Well, anyway, maybe next time.
yeah.
Yeah. It is a tough race to watch and think, like, watching the senior men's 10K, I was not looking at that and thinking I wanted to do it. I'm gonna be honest.
There's so many like people grow up doing cross country and love it.
Yeah, and I'm also just bad at it. So and I don't run the 10K. But shit, we
know how you feel about the 10K, George.
Yeah.
Like just watching a bunch of 12:45 guys that compete at world champs on the track, Kai, Graham, Nico, countless people just get absolutely slaughtered by these top guys, like just so far behind, makes it look so hard to compete at the top of that race.
That is true. But if you look at it,
and they say it's like, the hardest race to
it is.
medal in.
It's one of the hardest. But it's January. And I think the one thing with a lot of those African nations is they prepare for that maybe way more than we do, because our track seasons are much more
To be honest,
important to us.
I don't think so, though.
You don't think so?
I think they're just that much better at it.
I think if Kai really didn't train if Kai trained as much as he did going to Tokyo to world cross country, I reckon he would be top 10 or top 5.
What annoys me, look, I think the obstacles were like the obstacles and running at midday in Florida, the heat and the obstacles.
Yeah, the heat definitely
made
helped
it
them. Yeah,
even more weighted towards the Africans, I would say.
Well, they should have run the.
They needed Tallahassee is basically a track. Otherwise, it's like one of the fastest cross country courses in the US. That's gonna help Nico, Graham, these guys that run 12:40 something.
It helped Kablimo as
do
well.
No, he's saying.
No, I'm saying it doesn't. I'm saying
I reckon it helps Kablimo.
What?
A faster cross country. I think it wouldn't matter. Kablimo runs
this
so
course definitely was weighted in the favor of Kablimo.
But yeah, he's really fast on the roads and he's fast on the track. I mean,
yeah, but
those guys beat him at Worlds on the track.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
More similar 5K PBs.
That's true.
To him.
That's true.
Yeah, like these guys need it to basically be a track.
They probably
to compete, and they need it not to be 80 degrees and humid. And it was run in America. Like they should have been trying to help their Americans out.
Well, they did that in Bathurst. They did not help us out at all.
That course
was very
no, that was suited
way.
to the Africans.
That was suited
as
towards them
that's
as well.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't help us. Australia didn't help out the Australians at all, because that course was
cross country is they're already the favorites.
But they
and then I
should've...
feel like they created a course that was gonna also just be advantageous to them.
They should have run them in the morning. They should have run them in the morning.
Yeah, this is kind of a very biased viewpoint, though.
It is.
Because it's like, I agree and I disagree with the things that you're saying. Because it's like, I understand that you say, like, you look at this race and it's not enticing to you or to many people, because then you're not going to be able to be competitive. But I would say you need to look at, like, I think for a lot of people, that could potentially be, like, because it's hard and because it's so difficult, that could be, like, what is exciting and enticing to them. And I think there are a lot of people out there who feel that way. Like, I listened to, like, Graham Blank's interview, and he was
I did like it.
He was, like, simultaneously, like, down on himself. It is funny when you listen to someone's interview who beat you by, like, 12 places and they're like, oh, man, I'm just so bad. Which is not exactly what he said, but you know what I mean? But he's simultaneously, he is not as competitive as he wants to be, but you can tell that he's really excited about the challenge that is presented to him. And so I think there's value to that. And I think, I agree with you, though, that, like, I think if a country is hosting and they have the power to do it, they should do everything they can to help their own nation to succeed. I have nothing against that at all. I think that is, like, would be a cool thing to do and a cool, almost like incentive for countries to be able to host these meets. I think that is a good idea as well. But I think for maybe a different viewpoint, I think the more challenging a course is, the more unique the features are in it, the more that Kiplimo can dominate, it actually is more exciting. You know what I mean? Because you are watching something that is like history making in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I do.
And the features did objectively bring entertainment too. Like
The
I
features
I like watching it. So,
but think about how much the features increased like social media engagement.
100%.
They definitely were successful in a lot of metrics, and the fact that everyone was talking about them before the race. I mean, this is again, maybe this is just because it was in America and because we were racing it, but it's like last year's World Cross went seemingly much more under the radar.
Yeah,
and maybe that is the American bias of it, but at the same time, I think. We've talked about on the podcast before how we want the sport to be adaptable to the modern, the digital age. And, these other sports can kind of change their rules sometimes so that they can be packaged better for like highlights on Instagram. And this is, I guess, an attempt at doing that. So you do have to commend that, I suppose. But
yeah.
I
do also want to say one of the things that was very annoying is not having a lead cart.
Yeah.
Camera.
That was, I don't think that was planned.
Really?
I think they tried the buggy got stuck in the mud the day before the race, so I think they had to abandon it because I think at one point they were going to have that, and then they had to just
because it was like 90% drone shots, and that was just not the best way to watch it.
Yeah.
Half the time it was like you're trying to work out like who's fuck was leading, like what was going on down there.
Well, they should have had where the features were. They should have had like a section of the course where the buggy could just be let in.
Yeah, just
go around,
swerve around the outside.
They didn't really do that. They didn't really plan that. I think like where the mud pit is, there's an easy place they could just go out around. But a lot of the other sections of the course they couldn't.
The fans can't be right on the thing.
Yeah,
but the fans could be on the inside. You can go on the outside. There's a section on the outside you can go around, and then they would let them through the gate for the mud. But the other features, they couldn't do it. Like, for example, the gator section, there's just trees there. They can't like go through it. So
people were also getting lapped, so I don't know what you'd do then either.
That is also true. You would have to, it'd be kind of difficult to do it. I mean,
but the lead cart in cross country is like,
it's
such a staple.
That is a staple, yeah. Well, that's just the 2K loops as well is like hard because you're really just
you could have set up actually just more cameras.
You could set up cameras at different at the features maybe, and just
I
watch
think they
them
did
come
have
through.
cameras at the features.
Yeah, the mud and the steeples in the water maybe.
Yeah, but I agree.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was because they literally got the buggy stuck. So maybe that was unplanned. I don't know, but yeah, that was the 10K. It was an awesome race, and I was really happy that I got to do it, represent the country, get a solid finish in and good check in, and now I'm back to training for me. So
what's the plan now?
Just train.
Yeah?
Yeah, just train, just get fit.
And how different is your training going to look compared to before cross?
Double down on the threshold, more threshold, infinite threshold.
Infinite threshold.
I need to get fitter.
Infinite threshold.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I figured out. I just need to get fitter, so we'll keep working on that. It takes time. Fitness takes time, I guess.
Nice.
So we'll see. But yeah, on to the to our right, we have a new world champion on the podcast, which is absolutely huge, I think.
And I did steeple.
And he did steeple, so watch out, world. Always coming at you. But yeah, I was on the bus, not to make it about me, but I was on the bus out to the race, out to the course while you guys were racing. And so we had the live stream up, and it was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, we met as a team beforehand, and the team all had NCAA like people in it. So
did you guys do that as your walkout thing?
Well,
I saw a picture of you guys doing they all did their university hand.
So what happened was
symbol.
we met. So the first thing is we met before the race. We had a meeting, and I mean, all of us, like Linden went to Florida State, so she was really invested in this, which was kind of sick, giving us all the down low of the course and everything like that. And then Jess, Oregon, myself, Wisconsin, and then Jack Anstey, Illinois State.
What is that hand symbol?
He just went like...
Well, so this is the issue. We decided on the legs that we're going to do, and we all had plans, right? We all had tactics going into it, because like Jess and I, when we ran Bathurst, we were definitely under prepared for like how much that can change, how the relay goes, because we definitely thought in Bathurst we were going to win because it was not as strong. Like the general field wasn't as strong, but Kenya just like ran away with it, and we were just fighting for third and second. And I felt like we definitely weren't like preparing mentally how we were going to do each leg. So we decided that Jack and I were going to go. I was going to go first leg. Jack was going to go third leg. Linden second, and then Jess was going to anchor. Obviously, Jess being like very strong and very good at
2K
closing.
world record holder.
And the 2K world record holder.
Helps.
But even looking at it, Linden could have gone anchored and also done incredible.
Amazing.
But we went into it, and my plan was pretty much to like sit with the front pack and make sure like we're still in touch with the leaders. Jack, Linden's plan was to either create a lead or like just make sure that they don't get dropped or they're staying near the front. Jack was the same, and then if we got it to Jess in medal contention, we knew that Jess could give it her best effort and we could come away with a medal or win it. So that was kind of the plan going into it.
So you're saying you planned to not win your league?
I planned to not be in the lead, yeah. So because I felt like for us, unless I was really going to run away from them, which I don't think I was going to run away from Ethan Strand or Reynolds, was just to stay with them. Like there was no point in trying to drop them, because if I put Linden in a position where she's being chased, that might make her put in too much effort, or they like kind of outkick her at a certain point where it could mean that we drop a couple of seconds. And at that point, it actually does add up if you are getting a little far behind. But we went into the race and we were letting up, and Australia was the first country. And Jess was like, hey, it would be really cool if we all did like our logos. And Jack just goes, I'm not doing that, because apparently the Illinois State one's like really embarrassing. It's
What
like,
could
you
it
do
be?
this. It's just this.
Oh, it's like a bird.
Yeah,
It's a red
but it's
bird.
like
Flappy
this.
Bird.
Yeah, Flappy Bird. So he was like, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, okay. So we were the only nation that didn't do anything. We just like walked out. We just like, I went like this and we just walked out. It was kind of, maybe it looked like we
I
were.
think it was better. Some of them were pretty cringe.
Yeah, and then
I didn't
a
watch
lot of
any of
people
them.
did like their own little like flexing and stuff like that, and yeah, but everyone had their own little thing, and I was pretty excited to race. I was kind of nervous about certain features, but my list of like hardest for me was the sand was the hardest, and then the lagoon, because I got cut off on the lagoon and swallowed all that water, and it splashed me in the face. I almost fell over.
You swallowed water.
Or swallowed. I don't think it was
That's
water.
toxic.
It was chemicals. But I tried to go as close as I could to the edge, and one of the officials was like screaming to move over. And the gentleman in front of me, who I think was either South African or Ethiopian, went right in front of me and kind of clipped me, and I almost went down. And then I stepped in the water and just went sprayed all in the face. So that is why that one is my one of my worst. And then the ramp was like just didn't really like. It was pretty chill.
Wait, so you've said your first two. What was the third hardest?
The third hardest was probably the ramp. The fourth hardest was the gator jump, because I actually did that pretty well. And then the fifth hardest was the mud, because I just went to the edge and didn't even step in it. But yeah, I was racing pretty conservative. And I noticed, I talked to Sage after the race too, and she kind of did the same mistake as I did. I ran quite conservative, but I felt really good. And then once I got near to the end of the gator jumps, I was like, oh shit, the race is almost over. So then I kind of started to pick it up a little bit, because Ethan and Reynolds got away a little bit. So I had a really good close at the end and got it into third from France right to Linden. So I felt like I did pretty good there, considering. But they wouldn't let us like. We went back behind where the officials were, and we couldn't really see the TV. They wouldn't let us go near the TV. So we were trying to guess where we were a little bit. And shout out to Linden for like running like a really amazing leg. Got us into first with a few seconds. And then Jack Anstey as well, like measured himself really well in that race.
Well, Linden was the biggest, like, I don't know, it felt like difference maker. Like she was like a firecracker. Like she just, like you said in the plan before, that the plan was kind of just like for her to hand it off near the front, or if she felt good
to go.
And that is certainly what she did.
Yeah.
Like it was like the race was like, as you mentioned, off the first leg, there was a lot of countries in contention. By the end of Linden's leg, it was fully essentially already decided, with Australia off the front and then France in second, who did end up being the 1-2.
Yeah.
So her leg was absolutely bonkers, and it was huge. I mean, the reason, not to spoil the ending, the reason Australia won, you guys just across the board were so consistent, and especially like the strong women, like Linden made such a big difference.
Linden and Jess were definitely our strongest runners.
Well, you guys did everything you
But,
need to. Like, I mean, Jack Anstey, like you described before how it can be hard to run off the front.
Yeah.
And so I know, like, speaking to Jack, like it was a bit hard for him to. I think he said like, he was a bit scared of getting in the lead, and he just didn't want to fuck it up, which is kind of like actually. Yeah, at that point, that's all you can.
He was really good
do.
about it. He said to us that his plan was he got to the lead. He's like, I'm probably going to get caught, but if I get caught and I stay with them, then Jess has someone to run off, and like that's going to be a really good position for her anyway. And just to measure himself and not go too hard at the start, because like if you get it in the lead, you think, okay, I got to go sprint, but there's another K. You get a K in and be like sprinting and just be like, wow, I'm dead. So he ran it really well. He actually was coming back on the Frenchman that passed him, and then he's like, nah, I'm going to tuck in and stay right behind him and then give it off to Jess. And then after that, we were pretty confident that Jess was going to come through with the win. She was just like the last K. If you see some of the videoing, she's just smiling the whole time, just like enjoying the experience.
Yeah,
so she was very
good.
comfortable, very in a good position where she went and got the dub, and we won. So that was cool for Jess and I, because we were on the team that got bronze. So to win the next time we did it was pretty cool. And to have Jack Anstey like literally get the call up Christmas Eve to run in the relay and actually deliver was awesome as well for him. And Linden
do it at home. Like,
she had a lot of fans there. A lot of the officials were Florida State volunteers, and I think it was so special for her. So like every leg did very well, and also everyone had something that really helped them with the win, like gave him something. So it was very cool, and the crowd was great. It was cool to see like everyone had like a team in it, mostly except for the European kind of didn't really have that many teams, but like there was all these teams. That New Zealand had a team, no George, no Sam Tanner, but maybe 1 year we'll get them in the team. But it was pretty sick. World champion relay team for Australia.
It was surreal to see you guys win. Especially as like the first event of the day, and you're just like, okay, like this hit the bar pretty high.
Crazy thing was Kenya didn't medal.
No, after Reynolds, they really sent a pretty mediocre team, surprisingly.
Well, you never know, though.
One of their very best, like their actual best track runners.
Yeah.
The other, I didn't know any of the other people.
Well, you just never know, because sometimes they come through, like a lot of them that you might not
even
recognize.
if you don't know who they are.
Yeah. And Ethiopia ran really well, but France, shout out to France too. France had a really good team.
They showed up.
They had, I think there were a couple of mid-distance. I think all 4 of them were mid-distance runners in the track.
I would assume so.
Yeah. So there was no like they were really stacked, and it was USA was 5th. Shout out to Sage for running a really good leg. It's just like it's hard, you know. As an 800 runner, you're running against people that could be 3K runners too, and it's like
I think the course was
more challenging. But Sage did say she went pretty conservative because of how hard it was at the trials, and then looking back on it, she's like, I could have run maybe a little bit harder in certain points. But that's the whole point of cross country. Sometimes you just like get thrown into this thing where you got to rely on instinct, and you can make a decision that does really well and make a decision that really just doesn't do well. But she did great, and it was really fun. It was very fun. It was cool to win it. And I got a medal here.
Yeah, you want to show off your medal? I think. I mean, I think from our perspective, we just have to say how special it is to see you get rewarded after. I mean, we've been doing this podcast for quite a while now, so you guys know that we all have these long journeys filled with.
I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I'll get up.
Both ups and downs, and so then to see one of your boys get rewarded from all their hard work and toil with a gold medal, it's just sick. So
the cool thing about this medal, or this like winning world championship like this, is I get to like, you know, you ever think, I don't know if you guys ever think about this, but I just certainly do. When you retire and you like talk about like your career, in a way, it would be cool to say, like I ran with like Jess Hull, who was an Olympic silver medalist, and we won a relay, and like be able to say, I ran with Jack Anstey, I ran with him in college, and like Linden as well, I've run with a few years. Like running with those amazing athletes for so many years, but then be able to combine, do something like this.
Well, hopefully the relay's still a thing by then.
I think it's really popular.
There's only been like three, right?
3, because there was one in Serbia. I think it was really popular. I just think they should do it at the end, because particularly with the way I feel like a meet should go is similar to a track race where you have the relays at the end, and it kind of like keeps.
No, you gotta save the best for last, man. senior men's.
Well, I was more thinking of you guys not overcooking, and if it's hot, then in the morning
That's
you guys
fair.
could go. But you do have a point there, Morg. But yeah, it was
I'm
it was
kidding.
pretty
Honestly,
sick.
watching Jess reminded me a little bit of watching like Femke bowl at the end of like the mixed 4x4.
Yeah.
It's like you get
Yeah.
the Dutch, the stick. It's like, well, you know how this one's going to end.
But I will
Yeah.
say, I think that, like, almost surprisingly, because I think on the track, the mixed relays are, I'm not the biggest fan of them. And maybe this is just the bias coming out. I think the mixed relay for the 2K cross works actually really well, you know?
I agree.
I really like how it works, and I think it's an awesome and exciting event. But we had someone send in a little video for you, Ollie, just to congratulate you because it has been a long road, a long journey to get here, and there's a lot of people that are really proud of you out there. So I have this.
Hey
letter
Olli,
ready
this
to
is
go.
Jake Wightman. I'm not sure if you remember me, but I'm the guy that picked you 10th place in the Tokyo Olympic final. Just wanted to say a massive congrats to you and the team for winning the relay at the World Cross this past weekend. It was great to see you back running so well, great to see you back on the top of the podium where you belong. And I think the whole of the UK was proud when that flag got raised, not just because a quarter of our flag is on yours, but also because I think we've supplied quite a lot of people to your nation. But yeah, also, more importantly, I was proud to see you back running well and look forward to racing you and seeing you again in this coming year.
Oh man, I'm Team Jake Wightman, bro. I
Legend.
love that guy. I love him so much.
I've never heard someone from the UK say that before about the flag being a quarter. That's a pretty
This is
good thing
why
to say, actually.
I think
was
when
good.
you think of like Sabotage being president of World Athletics now, I feel like Jake Wightman will be the president at some point. I think he's very well diplomatically spoken
He's on his
and
way.
cares about the sport and is definitely very good for the sport. So to hear that from him is very special. I love Jake Wightman, so that was pretty sick. I'm hoping the UK will, like UK. I was just thinking about it. UK has an amazing team if they sent one.
Yeah. Wait, did the UK not have a mixed relay? No,
well, they did. They had
sorry.
Adam Fogg was in it. Like
Yeah,
it was a
Fogg
good
was
team,
there.
but it wasn't like they wasn't their top guys and top girls that you would think like, oh, this could be insane. I mean, Fogg could be one of those people, but they would have to do a trial probably for that team if everyone wanted to
I
do
think
it
they did
and
have
were
a trial.
interested. They did have one.
I thought they did. Even for I don't know. Well, they had a different team at Europeans, but I think a lot of the countries do a mixed relay trial as well. I could be wrong.
Oh man, that's the best thing
I
ever to
think-
get
I
that
think-
from Jake Wightman. Oh,
Yeah, this feels
it's
good.
huge. I do feel pretty good about myself too.
Yeah. Well, we have another video that also came in from a good fan. I don't know if you know
Hey,
this
what's
guy.
going on, Ollie? It's Cole Hocker here.
What?
Hope you're doing well, man. I just want to say congratulations on your recent race. World Cross Country Champs.
Is this one
You and
AI?
your teammates brought home the
the real
gold
deal.
medal. Just showing off all that hard work you put in all fall, all winter so far. And it paid off. Brought home the gold. That's all you can ask for. So keep on grinding. Keep doing what you're doing. And set those goals high. Maybe one day you'll be at the Olympics. You never know. Keep on dreaming big. And I'm rooting for you, brother. Keep it up. Peace.
Okay, this is what I have to say. This is what I have to say. Number one, how much did we pay them to say that? Number one. Number two, I didn't realize they had so many fans in the mid distance world. That's actually respect to Cole Hocker there. Damn, that's actually high praise from him. And I hope.
Did you expect to see that?
No, I did not. Actually, you know what I expected was Jingy. I thought you were going to pull out Jingy at one point.
That would be crazy if we pulled out Jingy.
But to pull out Cole Hocker is almost even crazier, to be fair. Actually, the most crazy would be Josh Kerr. But because I don't know if Josh could do that. I don't know if he could congratulate me on a world championship. But I respect those boys so much. They're both the best in our sport, and I don't know, just feeling a lot of love right now. Feeling a lot of love. I feel like I owe them a beer and a shout out. But that was very special. They also know that I didn't really like. Jess Hull kind of won that. That was not me. I was just the leader. I was a part of a long.
You need
progression.
it's a team sport, bro.
Team sport, yeah. But that was wow. I feel very special. Cole Hocker and Jake Wightman, you guys are amazing. Just to have you guys acknowledge me is an absolute blessing. So,
Well, we do actually
Thank
have
you,
one
guys.
more, if that's okay.
oh god, here we go.
Hello, Olli. Very much congratulations with the mixed relay gold in the World Championship cross country in Tallahassee. I was not aware that you were able to run on grass. So, great job. Congratulations. Hope you enjoy it. And see you in the summer.
Oh my god. Oh no. Well, the greatest thing about that is you can tell they might like me a little bit because each
each congratulations had a bit of an insult in there. You know, Jake insulted me a little bit, Colleagues insulted me a little bit, so did Jingy. Shit, I don't know how to respond here. I'm kind of on cloud nine.
So good.
I'm kind of on cloud nine. Did you ask them to do that and they just said yeah?
I got to give 100% of the credit goes to Tom Wang for organizing all that together.
Shit.
He did an amazing job.
Well, that's hilarious. I'm sure that those boys know that 4x2K mixed relay world championship gold medal is probably one of the hardest ones you can win. So, those guys don't have one. They respect the grind.
Yep.
I can't believe you got them.
Don't worry. You'll be seeing them out on the track soon enough in person.
Well, shout out to Jingy, Cole, and Jake. You guys are legends. I love you all, and I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, I think on that note, I think we can wrap up what has been a very fun and amazing episode. Once again, thank you guys so much to everyone who was out there at World Cross. Just made it so awesome. Thank you so much to Tom Wang for organizing all those videos. I think that was quite a moment that we had.
I'm in shock. I don't know what to say.
So
I'm
epic.
actually in shock. I'm so in shock.
But yeah, and thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the Coffee Club podcast. And we look forward to seeing you guys all again next week. See ya. He's got something special to show the camera. So, I mean, you don't see this too often. That's a gold medal, guys. Olli, thoughts?
Ecstatic. As a crowd, you can hear the crowd. Pretty ecstatic about it. 2 medals, 2 mixed relays. Pretty exciting. I mean, our team was pretty incredible. I called my shot and we delivered. Shout out to Linden, Hall, Jack.
Olli was the first, and he got us. Yeah. He got them started off on a good foot, and then it was the momentum just kept ramping up from there.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, for me, I wanted to be at the front, but obviously you can't really break away from such talent like Ethan Strand and Reynolds Chariot. So I just did what I had to do, got to the front, and Linden just crushed it in her leg. I think she was up 5 seconds when she gave the baton to Jack Anstey, and then he ran an incredible